It, it's the biggest love story in Norway ever.
It goes like this. Once upon a time, long, long time ago. This is a saga, so it's not a story, but this is said happened. In Balestrand there lived a family with the king, and on the other side lived one farmer, and the farmer on the other side, he had Fridtjof as a son, and Ingeborg were living here.
Boy meets girl. They fall in love, but can't get each other.
And this is a story from a long time ago, about 800. It's the Viking age of Norway. And in this area, it was called Sygnafylke or Sogn. There was this king Bela. He had a wonderful daughter, Ingeborg, and he had 2 sons.
And when he died, they took over as kings. It was not normal to have 2 kings in one kingdom. But the 2 kings wasn't that bright. So they thought that if both of their heads worked together, maybe they would work as one king.
On the other side of the fjord was a common man called, I don't remember his name, he had a son called Fridtjof.
Yeah, Fridtjof is a very tall man. He once met a girl called Ingeborg. She looked like very pretty, and he wanted to marry her.
Their father, he didn't like this relationship, so he wanted his girl to marry a more reputable person.
Fridtjof's father died, and he left to his son his big farm and his Viking ship called Elida, and he also got a wonderful arm ring, silver arm ring. And now Fridtjof felt he could actually go to Balestrand to propose. He wanted to marry this Ingeborg. And he came and he asked for Ingeborg's hand for his 2 brothers. And you know what they said? No.
No, you can't have this girl. And Ingeborg's brothers got very angry, and Fridtjof had to leave the country.
So he went on a mission they called Viking. That's when he go around, he steals if he have to, or he can start trading.
And Ingeborg had to marry an old king. So sad.
Ingeborg was married to a Viking king in eastern Norway, Kong Ring. And he was driving across a lake with his horse and carriage and fell through the ice. So he drowned. And then Ingeborg was a widow. So finally, after that, her father said yes to the marriage. And they were married, and they lived happily ever after. That's the very short version of the story.
This story is a sort of tragic love story.
No, I don't think that's true. Maybe.
And Fridtjof was a very smart man. And he started trading all over Europe. And he came back to Norway after being gone, I think it was 6 or 7 years they've talked about in the stories. And he was, all he could think of was Ingebjørg. And when he came back, he was the wealthiest man in Norway. And he came in the Oslofjord and he went to Ringerike, and he tried to see if he could see Ingebjørg.
He dressed like a poor seller of salt and said, I will try to find Ingeborg and she won't recognize me. And when he came to this big farm of the king Ring, the king saw this guy who was really tall, and this is a special guy. Come on, and who are you? Oh, and he said, I'm Tjov. And Ingeborg recognized him immediately, and she went to her chamber. She was very embarrassed.
And then the king, he wants to see how good he is to fight, and it's great to fight.
And the king asked him to be his right arm and stand by his side.
they would go out on new adventures to collect more land. And then one day they were alone, the king and Fridtjof.
The king is tired and says, "Oh, I'm a tired man, I will go down and sleep." So Fridtjof, he wants to kill him.
He took the sword and was nearly going to do it, but he didn't manage.
And then he threw his sword into the bushes.
And then the king said, "You did the right thing. I recognize that you're not Tjov, as you said first. You're Fridtjof."
And Fridtjof explained that he loved Ingebjørg, and that he wouldn't kill a king together. He wouldn't kill her husband.
But I'm an old man now, I will die soon, and I want you to look after my kingdom, and I want you to marry Ingeborg when I'm gone. And so they did. So Fridtjof and Ingeborg were ruling Ringerike, and when the kids were grown up, they came back to Vangsnes and Framnes and built up this farm, and they took a really revenge on the brothers, I can tell.
That's the end of the story.
The problem now I should go back and read this story because it's very long time since I actually was in touch with it. So, but this, I think this statue there also is related to this. So this is a man called Kong Bele. I think that was the father of Ingebjørg.
So, what is the moral of this story? I don't know, but it has been living since 800.
It's like Romeo and Juliet, for instance. They didn't get each other. But in the Norwegian fairy tales, they always get each other. The good guy and the pretty girl.